Greetings, seekers of truth and explorers of the occult. Welcome to this virtual sanctuary where we will reveal the mysteries of the universe and uncover the deepest secrets of existence. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and become members of this enlightened community. Share this video with others who also yearn for knowledge. Together, we shall walk the path of esoteric and transcendental wisdom. Remember, every man and every woman is a star.
Silence! Silence! Let every profane mouth be silenced before the ineffable, for he who dares to probe the mysteries of the abyss must first rid himself of all illusion, of every idol forged by the hands of ignorance. Before the first breath, before the first name, there was the unnamable. Before the first vibration, before the first logos, there was the absolute silence. And this is Bythos, the primordial abyss, the hidden and unknowable principle from which all emanates and to which all returns. You who seek to understand, who wish to define that which cannot be named, listen. There is no concept that encompasses its essence, no intellect that contains it. For Bythos is neither being nor non-being. It is neither light nor darkness. It is neither full nor empty. Bythos is the womb of chaos, where all possibilities rest, and it is also the tomb of form, where all certainties are dissolved. It is the unfathomable abyss from which the Aeons, the luminaries, the archetypes of spirit arise, and where, in the end, every particle of consciousness will be swallowed to be recreated. The ancient Gnostics, guardians of the invisible keys, spoke of it in whispers and tremors. They called it the hidden Father, the secret source, the beginning without a beginning. They knew that every manifestation, whether divine or demonic, is nothing but a distant echo of the original depth. The universe? Nothing but a whisper on the surface of its unfathomable vastness. The Demiurge? Merely a shadow that fled from the bowels of silence to pretend to be king among the blind. Just as waves emerge from the ocean and return to it, so too do the myriad of worlds dance between existence and dissolution. What is this cosmos but a drop stolen from the nothing? And what is this nothing but supreme fullness, so intense that it burns everything that tries to name it? The ancient symbols carry echoes of this truth. The Ouroboros dragon, which devours its own tail, signifies the infinitude of the mystery. The flaming star, which burns but is not consumed, represents the spark emanated from the dark womb of Bythos, carrying within it the potency of all that is and will be. The Hierophant, at the foot of his column, contemplates the veil, knowing that all he knows is but shadows reflected in an illusory cave. The neophyte, as he crosses the portal, feels the impulse to ask, what lies beyond the veil? But soon realizes that the answer would dissolve all that remains of his self. Let those who hear these words understand. The flame of knowledge burns, and it burns to the roots of the soul. For he who looks into the abyss feels the abyss gaze back at him, not as an enemy, but as the shadow of what he himself has always been. The adept who dares to launch himself into the great void, who transgresses the barrier of the gods and penetrates the womb of eternity, must be ready to cease being what he is. He must become no one, in order to then become all. To truly understand the abyss, one must consider its echoes throughout the sacred traditions of the world. The Kabbalists spoke of the Ein Sof, the limitless, beyond comprehension. The Hermeticists whispered of the Prima Materia, the formless essence awaiting transformation. The ancient Egyptians revered Nun, the primordial waters from which creation was shaped. Each of these symbols points toward the same unknowable void, the source and final destination of all being. But who can understand such a thing? Who can look directly into that which is darker than darkness and brighter than 1,000 suns? Only he who has detached himself from himself. Only he who has understood that there is no destiny beyond the acceptance of the eternal flow. Behold the paradox, O seeker. He who fears dissolution clings to the mask of his identity and thus remains exiled from the all. But he who surrenders, who dissolves the self, becomes Bythos itself. For every initiate who plunges into the great abyss perceives that that which he feared was always his own secret nature. The fear of the void is merely the fear of being free. The secret of the great work is not to build anything. It is to allow truth to manifest unobstructed. It is to let go of all pretense of control, of all need for permanence. Just as the flame dances without ever clinging to the wick, so too the wise live without ever being imprisoned by the transient forms of existence. Many have attempted to bridge the gap between the finite and the infinite. The mystics of the East spoke of nirvana, the cessation of illusion. The alchemists sought the philosopher's stone, a symbol of transcendence. In all these traditions, the journey is not one of accumulation, but of stripping away, of dissolving falsehoods to reveal the eternal. In the Gnostic tradition, the Aeons, the first luminaries, emerge from Bythos and emanate in a cascade, giving birth to Sophia, the personification of wisdom. But Sophia, in her desire to know herself, departed from the fullness. Her fall gave rise to the material cosmos and to the Demiurge that governs it. However, this fall was not a mistake, but a necessity. For it is only by departing from the primordial light that the spark of spirit can learn its true nature. So too the human soul, fallen into the realm of forms, it struggles in search of meaning, confusing reflections with reality, worshiping empty idols and submitting to dead laws. But he who awakens understands. All limitations, all pains, all illusions are but veils over the great mystery. The return to Bythos is not an escape, but a reintegration. It is not an extinguishing, but a rekindling in the true light. The true adept does not fear the abyss. He dances upon it, he plunges into it, and instead of falling, he flies. For there is nothing to fear in dissolution when one understands that all existence is but a play of shadows projected upon the primordial void. The fear of death, the fear of loss, the fear of change, all dissolves when one realizes that there was never anything to hold on to. If Bythos is the unknowable principle, if it is the mystery from which all comes and to which all returns, what is left for us but surrender? Total surrender, without reservation, without fear. The path of the great work is not a path of accumulation, but of detachment. It is not a path of strengthening the ego, but of its dissolution. It is not about becoming something greater, but about becoming nothing, to then become everything. The initiate who stands at the threshold must ask himself, am I ready to release everything I believe to be? To leave behind all my knowledge, all my certainties, all my fears? For in the supreme negation lies the supreme affirmation. To dissolve is not to disappear, it is to transcend. The great work does not end in annihilation, but in the revelation of what has always been. The journey does not end here. Aleister Crowley's diary will continue to bring the mysteries of the occult tradition, revealing the secrets of those who dare to walk the path of self-knowledge and illumination. Watch, like, and share, and may the light of knowledge shine upon your path.
Dear seekers, we have reached the end of another journey of knowledge and enlightenment. I hope the lessons shared today inspire you to further explore the mysteries of the universe and the hidden power within each of you. Always remember the sacred words, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." Until next time. 93.